Hello and welcome to the second episode of this special series that we are doing to check in on the pulse of young India. What do young Indians really think about life, about love, about politics, about whom they're going to vote for in the next election? And in this episode, we are specifically asking them, what do they think about the status of women and what can be done to improve it? So that's what we are really talking to all of these people around with us right now, and we are going to be doing giving you some of the answers from this massive opinion poll we've done in city after city all across the country, and we've got lots and lots of results of what people think out there, and we are going to be taking that all the way through the course of the next 1 hour. But before that, before I actually get to the formal questions, why don't I do some very unscientific quick snap polling. How many of you out here think that men and women should be treated absolutely equally? Okay, actually I was checking to see who would wave a red flag. Yes. So seeing as none of you have, okay, fine. How many of you think that men and women are absolutely equal in every way? Okay, some people have red flags, I'm coming to them. How many of you think that women are better than men? What are the rest of you thinking? The rest of you are on the fence or something? Okay, you said a red flag. Why don't you think women are better than men?
There are certain fields in wherein men are better than women, although...
Such as?
Such as...
You've got lots of women sitting next to you
Yeah.
with minutes to go, so watch what you're thinking.
For example, let's take the scientific field. I'm not saying that there are no women who have done major scientific research, but as such...
Mary Curie?
No, I said that there can be exceptions. There are exceptions to everything. I'm saying that there are major discoveries which have been made by women, but as such, there are many men who are there doing out much more.
Okay. Who wants to come and beat him up? Okay, nobody. It's okay. Somebody with a different point of view.
Women are not allowed to go into the scientific field, means most of them are not given education, and hence how can they even prove themselves?
Okay, fair enough.
Men excel because, they are, taught and brought up in that way. And there are some fields in which women excel. But there are some fields in which both men and women are working together.
All right. Guys, we're about to start off with a formal opinion poll, and I want to thank everyone for being here. And I also want to welcome the very special guests that we have with us right here. Nikhil Mehra's lawyer in the Supreme Court, who's going to tell us some of what he feels. Suvi Chaturvedi, who's an activist and associate professor of journalism at the Lady Shri Ram College. Shabni Hassanwala is right here with us. Advait Kala, who's the author of Almost Single and a lot of other stuff, including some movies that we've really, really loved. It's great to have you with us as well. We have Neeti Palta, who's a stand-up comedian, so great to have you with us, and Sanjay Rajora as well, who's also a stand-up artist. Thank you all so much for being with us. Let me start then with the very first question that we asked people out there. And this is, as I said, a massive opinion poll that we've done across the country. The first question we asked them, is it an equal society for all? Do men and women today have equal rights? Right? That's the question that we asked. Now, I know what all of you think about it. I'm going to get to ask you why you think this. Let's see what the opinion poll threw up. This is the urban youth poll conducted by Hansa Research, and across all cities in India, 53% said yes, it is an equal society. Men and women have equal rights today. The North disagreed. 45% only said yes, so the majority feel it's not an equal society. In the East, only 42% agreed. But in the West, 54% said it's equal, and in the South, 67% said it's equal. So clearly, there is a certain regional difference that is there, and perhaps that's also correct. We know that in states like Kerala, for example, women have a really, really good status, and so perhaps that's the reason why across India there is this regional divide. But on balance, 53% said it's an equal society for all. Now, how many of you, what do you feel in this audience? How many of you feel that today it is an equal society? Just about everyone is holding a red flag, so you don't agree it's an equal society right now. Now, it could be North related because this show has, of course, been run in the North, but I'm going to go across to Bangalore as well and just weigh. But let me get all of you in right now. Why don't you go first?
I do feel there is a huge change in the number of opportunities women have. And I think to reach the state where we can confidently say it's an equal society, it will need to be where the opportunities are being able to be used by everyone. But yeah, that's what I feel. I feel that, it's a huge change, massive change.
Okay. Nikhil?
Well, obviously, legally, equal rights are guaranteed to both sexes. But this is the case all over the world. Even in the most developed societies, you'll typically find a poll that will say that women don't have the same equality as men, because what we're dealing with is centuries and centuries and centuries of patriarchy that we're trying to reverse. through social changes. So, yes, the legal infrastructure finds its place, but the social infrastructure is yet to follow.
Okay.
I can't agree more, Vikram, with what Nikhil has had to say. And as far as the Indian Constitution goes, I think we've got the most exhaustive constitutions that looks at freedom of speech and expression, the right to life. But when you're looking at a set of operational conditions, as Shabani says, equality means different things to different people. If you're looking at a young woman in Muzaffarnagar who wants to go to school and college, equality would mean not just pure infrastructure, but the ability to be able to go to school and come back safe and sound. If you're looking at a young girl in LSR who commutes from North Campus at 6:30 in the evening when we let off young students, I worry for them because I'm not sure if public infrastructure and support systems exist in terms of opportunities. It is one
and
thing.
Safety in particular is an issue that I want to talk about at great length, because that's one area where I think women really have a tough time, and particularly in cities like Delhi and...
We're trying to reclaim public spaces. I mean, if this is the India of today, then equality certainly means different things to different people.
Okay.
And women and men are certainly not equal.
Advaita?
I think, as coming back to your survey, is it in the context of a concept or is it in reality? If you think of it in terms of concept, I think you'll have a lot of people support the idea of equality between the genders. But in reality, I think the social structures aren't in place for that to go forward. And I agree with Nikhil when I do think it's a generational change, it's a generational shift. It's a really interesting cultural, gender dynamic right now in India presently, because you have more women in the workforce than you've ever had before. You have women stepping out of the home in larger numbers than we've ever experienced in our society. So I think there's a little bit of friction, there's a little bit of tension. I think it's a very interesting time to see where this goes.
But before I come to all the rest of you and also go across to Bangalore, slightly related question. We ask people whether today there are equal opportunities at work. So at work, in the workplace, are there equal opportunities? And here the numbers are really interesting. Across all cities, 57% said yes, there are equal opportunities at work for women. And only 39% said no, they are not equal opportunities. Among women, though, slightly closer, 51% of women said yes, they are equal opportunities, and 43% said no, they are not equal opportunities. Again, hey, I started off by saying that I'm perhaps not the best judge of that, working where I do, where men are in a minority and the bosses are always women, but then that's just us. So let me get all of you. Who has a view on this very strongly, on equal opportunities and where they stand right now?
So in the MNCs, they think that women take decisions emotionally and not very professionally. So even in the advertisements, they say that MBA, not a girl who has a family and everything. They don't specify it, but indirectly they tell that we don't want a woman who has a family with kids. Because
do they?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the rural area, okay? In rural areas, the women are not even educated. Girls are not even given the right to go. They are not even allowed to go to school. How can you talk about equality in the workplace when they are not allowed to?
I think it's a fair point that you have to distinguish what's happening here in urban India and others. I'm going to come to some of them. But, you know, your point about are all job options open to women? Well, it starts to change. We have Geeta there and a sister who are both working as bouncers, right? And tell us about your experience. How do you become a female bouncer and what are the opposition you face to actually take on that job?
मेरे को बहुत प्राउड फील होता है कि मैं बाउंसरी करती हूँ. कोई मेरे को दुख नहीं है. वुमेन्स को हर लाइन में उतर के ही चलना चाहिए. डर के चलेंगे तो दुनिया वुमेन्स पे ही कामयाबी है.
और सबसे अच्छा है कि अगर लोग आपसे डरें. डरते हैं क्या? डरते हैं क्या जब कोई आना चाहे और आप उनको रोकें?
मैं मेट्रो में जब चलती हूँ ना, जब यूनिफॉर्म में होती हूँ तो मेरे पास पब्लिक ही नहीं खड़ी होती है.
बहुत अच्छी बात. और उससे बड़ी बात है, आपके सामने कभी किसी की हिम्मत होगी किसी को छेड़ने के लिए?
वो हमें देख के वैसे ही हिम्मत नहीं करेंगे.
आप इससे सहमत हैं?
मैं इनकी बात से बिल्कुल सहमत हूँ. और कई बार हमारे साथ ऐसा होता भी है, हुआ भी है कि मतलब कई बार हमने ऐसे सामना किया है या देखा है तो उस चीज़ को रोका भी है. और आगे भी हम गर्ल से यही चाहते हैं कि वो अपने आप को सेल्फ डिपेंड बनाए. वो हमारे लिए मतलब सब चीज़ चेंज कर सकते हैं अगर हम अपने आप को ठीक ढंग से चलाएंगे. मतलब खुद ही स्ट्रांग होकर चलेंगे तो आगे हम लोगों को खुद ही कामयाबी मिलेगी.
Okay, that's just fantastic. So equal opportunities for all. We need a lot more women bouncers because the more people like them are traveling in metros, nobody will ever dare to tease anybody ever again. Okay,
I just feel that the whole concept of, even my parents say that for that matter, that you should go in a job that is more settled. So how can you expect, equality in different professional lines when your parents themselves say, who are the most superior guiding authority you can ever have, tell you that you cannot go to that job because it's not settled.
I think again I'm going to come back to social structures, because women are not only working in the workplace, they're also working at home. So when you get to a certain point in your career and you start a family, and I've seen this in the hospitality industry, which is by definition very conducive to women because of the sort of attributes it has. Once they get to a certain level, they have to choose between work and family, because at the end of the day they have to look after the home as well. So really what you have right now is a situation where women are working at home and at work.
Yeah. So can I just ask you that question, and I'm going to throw it to all of you now. Is there anything wrong with that you have a situation where perhaps there are certain fields where it is felt that, look, these are not really suitable for women for whatever reason? Is there anything wrong with that? Is it, in a sense, gender insensitive to say that there are some jobs which are not as suitable for women as they are for men? Is there something wrong with it?
When we look at media, we look at celebrating women, but let's also look at leadership positions. So do you have more reporters? Do you have more camera persons? How many women camera persons do we see? Also, as far
Actually
as...
a fair number.
Yeah, and they're growing.
But yes, now that's where an issue will come in. For example, that is it easier for the girl to be a reporter rather than having a really big camera in tough situations? Although I have seen some of the frailest looking of women being camera persons and doing a great job with it.
Sure. So I want to bring it down to choice, and this has to be a choice that a woman should be able to make, whether it is her decision to raise a family, balance both, but in terms of what is expected of a woman and where your biological clock is ticking and where you need to achieve certain things before a certain period of time, and in terms of a compromise, in terms of a decision for a better professional opportunity vis-a-vis raising kids, that is a choice that a woman should be able to make. If we can become a society that is conducive to the ability of the woman in making these choices, informed choices without pressures, that's when we're looking at an equal society.
Okay, let me get you in now.
My dad's prime concern with me being a comedian was, beta, you'll be in a pub, you'll be performing late at night, what about your safety? And in most jobs, I would imagine safety also plays a large feature. I'm ex-advertising, and they used to worry about, I've heard these comments at the workplace. Women, of course they want to go home on time. Now we have to worry about getting these girls home on time. Why should I be made to feel inferior because of stupid situations like these?
Okay, fine. In some way, do you think you have an easier time than she does?
Nature of the beast is such that, like, a corporation cannot function if it provides equal opportunities to women. That's the nature of the beast. So it's all hogwash that there are equal opportunities. They are not. When a woman professional climbs up in the profession, she is called different kinds of things and names. That's why she's going up, right? And a guy can do it anyway. So there is no equal opportunity. And my dear, do not listen to your parents. Never.
No, hang on. When you're saying there are no equal opportunities, now look, this is the question. I'm going to come to this because this is a tricky question. We have to address this.
On paper, we claim that the society is equal and everything, and it is. But sometimes even, on their part, on the parts of the women, they make easy choices.
I feel women are even more courageous because they have to suffer a lot of resistance. If they want to go into some field, from the society, from the family, they have to suffer, and they overcome it all, and then they, they become successful.
I'll tell you one area where there is a difference, and let's not fool ourselves that there isn't a difference, and that comes in the area of safety. So what happens with safety? Because at the end of the day, this is something that I'm sure all of you deal with on a constant basis. Now, while we could say, and we should say, it is crazy that our cities are as unsafe as they are for women, but to some extent, the fact that they are unsafe, does that mean behavior should be different for a male and for a female? So that's one of the things I want to come to all of you on, but just think about it. But let's just talk a little bit about safety. We ask people, where are women unsafe? Where are women most unsafe? And here are the interesting findings, and I'm saying they're interesting because it may not actually match reality. 34% said women are unsafe in their home. 34% of people said women are unsafe in their home. Actually, it's a reasonably high percentage if you ask me. 59% said that women are unsafe in colleges and at work. 71% said women are unsafe in public places. So let me go across to Bangalore very briefly. Do the women in Bangalore feel that they are unsafe in public places?
I think that it's very evident that women are not safe because personally, when you walk on the road, you can see men eve teasing and staring at you, and it's a personal experience. So I've seen it happen. So I wouldn't say that women are safe in public places.
Okay, fine. Let me come to the audience out here. How many people feel that women are unsafe in public places? Okay, who is waving a red flag out here? So all of you feel. You don't feel that women are unsafe. Okay, let me come to you and find out why you don't think women are unsafe.
I believe that women are not unsafe in the public places because in the public places there are more people out there to help them in case any trouble arises.
Does anybody ever help you?
I have a strong comment to make.
Okay, all of you, huh? Yeah, you have a strong comment to make.
This actually happened with me. I'm walking Saturday morning, 10:30 in the morning, and my friends know about this. And there's a guy passing comments. Okay, I ignore him for as long as I can. When I react, the guy actually attacks me in a public place where there are people going to work. I'm making eye contact with people, asking for help. This guy is dragging me to his two friends standing on a kacha sadak. And somewhere I know instinct kicks in that if he gets me there, I'm in trouble. Okay, I'm the one hitting the guy. I'm the guy who ripped off his shirt. I got socked in the jaw. I still can't chew gum. The more the people, the less they feel they are accountable. If there is one person there, he will feel the onus to try and defend you. If there are six, they'll say, "Arey, someone else will defend her." That's the constant mentality.
How many of you agree with that? I'm going to ask the girls in particular. How many of you feel that in a public place, you will not necessarily have somebody coming to defend you? You all feel that. That's actually quite shocking.
Women are never safe, be it workplace, be it homes, be it public places. Because when it comes to workplace, you're obviously not safe. When it comes to homes, you have your own relatives coming up
in workplaces.
You're not, because once you actually come out of your place, actually you go out, you don't know what kind of people you interact to. You cannot even have, your own around people, you cannot even trust them. Be it your relatives, you have your relatives coming up and molesting you. How can you trust your colleagues to help you out anyway?
There are 37% women who have been beaten up by their husbands. But the biggest saddest point is that 54% of them thinks that it is the basic right of their husband to beat them up. So how can we demand equality in our homes? There are people who are just coming inside our homes who are just molesting us. And even our parents told us, "Beta, don't tell this to anyone because our social image will get deteriorated." What the hell is this?
Okay, I think that's a really, really good point. I'm going to come back on this and continue to talk about violence at home and women's safety in their homes, because perhaps that's one of the things we don't talk often enough about. We know what happens on the streets, and we knew the entire outrage that happened after the horrific gang rape incidents both in Delhi and in Mumbai. But violence at home, just how bad is it? We'll turn our attention to that when we come back.
My word rocks.